another great way to display a lot of your photos that you're taking for our Grinchmas event today, or for any of your holiday events, or actually lots of other options, are these cute mini albums that we are going to make today. They're little, they're quick, they're super simple. You can make them with basic supplies. And there's many uses. You could use them for the 12 days of Christmas. You could use them for school years. You could use them as a grandparent brag book. You could do them as an advent for leading up to Christmas. I even thought that they would be great to make a devotional or put inspirational sayings and give to somebody who just kind of needs a little pep. So let me go ahead and show you a close-up of a couple of these, and then we will work through how to make one page. We will not actually get the whole book put together, but we'll talk about exactly what you need to do that. And if you purchased package 3 from us on our release, you have your naked book and your pages in there and your color printout. If you did not purchase one and you're interested in that, we do have a few of those left. So they are on our website for order if you decide that you would like to go that route. So we've made one sample here with the Echo Park winter paper. So here's the cover. And then here is the pages in this book. It's very simple. You only end up needing 5 sheets of paper that's patterned on and 2-sided. And then, you know, if you use a whole paper pack, you have so much left over. And these little books are small, but they have so many places that you can put pictures. So as you can see on each page in the book, you have a picture here or a place to put a picture here. But these tags also pull out, and you can put a picture on the front and the back, or, you know, the back for the coordinating page. Or actually, I've seen where people have actually taken their photos and just trimmed the corner and trimmed them down to size and used a photo in a pocket like that, instead of putting it on a tag-shaped piece of paper. So that's the first sample we have with the Echo Park paper. We do have some of those packs of Echo Park paper available. The other book we've done is with Photoplay's adorable gnomes. I am developing quite a little fetish for gnomes. My son and I go to the Christmas gift and hobby show every year, and a few years ago he bought me a gnome, and now each year we go he buys me a new gnome. So I've started this collection of gnomes for my son. So this book is going to be a perfect place to put pictures of us doing that. So here's the inside of this book. This paper is loose because you could just tuck a tag or anything that you know, a ticket stub to something that you went to or whatever. So I wanted to just leave that loose and show you that that would be a place that you could put that. And then again, here's the inside of this book. Most of the decorating was done with just the sticker sheet that comes with the paper pack. I did add a few gems, but a majority of this was done with just those stickers or the scraps or the cut-aparts from the album. So you don't need to have a lot of extra stuff to make these just adorable. So the page I'm going to show you today is going to be a continuation of this book, which is why this book is not totally done. A few things on it I wanted to show you. So it doesn't actually have the ribbon on the rings. If you like the ribbon on the Echo Park book, that's why it's not on this book here. So I was going to show you too, when you're cutting or choosing your papers out of the pack, if you have cut apart sheets like this, you probably want to avoid those in the initial choosing of your papers that you're going to use for your pages, because you might want to end up cutting these as something else in the book for decorations. Like this naughty or nice would be super cute on a page where you could write. So cut apart sheets, I generally tend to try to save those for the end. And then I just wanted to show you too, I still have a significant amount of stickers left, and I did go kind of over the top on that one. So you're gonna get a lot of use out of one of these paper packs. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get into the heart of how this works. The first thing you're gonna do is you're going to take your sheet of cardstock. If you're choosing black that we've used here, or whatever color you want to be the base of your page. And we are going to cut that at 8.5. So we're gonna cut this one here at 8.5. And it's 8.5 by 6 3/4. So we'll cut our other side down there. You will notice that we do have a couple significant chunks of paper left. These are great for making the places in your album where you can put your photos and using those as your mats to your photos. Or this one's actually big enough. You could probably make some sort of a smaller mini album with the scraps. While we're cutting, I'm jumping around just a little bit, which is probably not how your directions are written if you did buy package 3 from us. But my desktop is a little bit restrictive, so I'm going to go ahead and do all of my cutting at once. So we've got our base page cut here, and then we're going to choose what pattern paper we want, and we're going to cut that down so that you can see how to cut those and what sizes you need. So we're going to cut this down to 3 3/4. And then we're going to turn it, and we are going to cut this at 5 3/4. We are going to cut again at 5 3/4. And then we are left with this little strip right here. If you like the way that we have done our pages, and reinforced on those pages along the seam of your base page, we get that scrap from that last little piece that you cut off of your 12 by 12 paper. Now, if you're doing double-sided, you'll get 1 page per base page, so this would be the front and the back. And you get 1 of these. So I wait to do the rest of my strips until the end of my book, and I use what scraps I have left to get my other ones of this. Or in the case of the Echo Park paper, they have those tear strips along the ends, and it has these printed on them. In the Echo Park paper, those are big enough that they can be trimmed down to fit this size. Unfortunately, on the photoplay paper, those were just a little bit short, so I used them as a decoration instead. Okay, let me get my score pal here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to our black or our base page, and with the long side running across the top of your scoreboard of whatever sort you're using, you are going to score that at 4 inches and again at 8 inches. You're going to rotate it so now that the short side is along the top, and you are going to score that at 3/4 of an inch. And then you will do that for all of your pages. I'm just going to show you how to make this one base page today. Everyone after that are identical. You can put as many pages in these books as you would like. Our package 3 comes with 5 base pages and the covers and the rings. If you would like to extend your book to a bigger size, you will probably need bigger rings. Okay, then what we're going to do is we are going to cut away this little piece up here. It's the only piece that kind of makes a rectangle on your score lines. It's just this small corner piece up here. We're going to cut that away just so it's not so bulky. And then along this little tab right here, this 3/4 inch tab, we are just going to make, they do not have to match, they don't have to be picky. We're just going to make an angle cut down both sides, like so. Okay, then we are going to fold this piece with the angle cuts towards us. And then like an envelope, we're going to fold this piece up. If you have a bone folder, you can just go over each of those folds and reinforce them. Then we're going to unfold, and then we're going to add our adhesive. We are going to glue this page down this flap that I've left folded in, the flap with the angle cut. This is going to be what will be the inside of your page. So we're going to put adhesive down this strip here, and we are going to put adhesive on this little flap over here, just this one side. This is the part that will actually have the rings on it. And by doing that and having this piece down here, we reinforce this page, and it gives it stability so that the rings don't tear through that paper. So just glue that like that, and now you have what looks like a little bit of an envelope. This end is sealed shut, or a pocket I should say, not an envelope, a pocket. Just give my glue just a second to hold there. Next thing you want to do is you want to, using a 1.5 or 2 inch circle punch, you want to punch, put your open end of your pocket into your punch and center on there how you're going to want that opening where you're going to pull that tag from inside. Like so. So I will open this up and just kind of show you. So that's this here minus the tag in the inside. So we are just cutting this snip here. The other piece that we end up needing to make hole punches in is this end outside to the left, I guess, if you're holding it like me, to the left of the score line. We are going to punch our holes for where we put the rings. I also have cut a cover here, and on my cover I have punched my holes. So I'm just going to use my cover as a template to punch my holes in the same place. So I'm just going to come in with my hole punch and line it up and line it up. Now, if you want the measurements on that, I believe that they are 1 inch down from the top and 1 inch up from the top and centered on the middle of that strip there. So there we have the base page that makes the pages of your book. Again, you can repeat that as many times as you would like for your little mini album. And I make one like this that has all my notches and everything I need, and I use this as a template. So I will make my next base page, and I will draw this circle and this with my pencil, and then I will punch them out, and I will do that over and over and over. And that way everything will line up when you're putting it in your album. So then to decorate this page, you can take the strips of your pattern paper that you chose to use, and you can lay those strips on there. You can do this one of two ways, this pattern paper and the notch out down here. I just find that if I just put mine on where I want and turn it over and draw that circle, it's going to be smaller and it's not going to be exactly centered. But I find that you can't really tell very well that you don't have that small border on just that cutout. So I notch that out of my patterned paper. And then I also just make sure, you know, that I have liked where I've put it. And it does have a small border around all sides when you lay it on your page. So don't think that you've miscut that or anything like that. It just helps that become, it helps it stand out more. So then you will glue, adhere that down to your page. So I'm just going to grab my gun here real quick and adhere that down. And on this one, the way I drew those lines, I know that if I just kind of line it up right down here on the notch, then it should just perfectly fit right on my page. And then what you want to make sure you do, if you choose to use these little strips to reinforce this side that the rings are going through, you want to make sure that you add one at a time and punch, and add one and punch, and add one and punch. So I'm just going to glue this one on. Just a little bit of liquid adhesive. Whatever your favorite adhesive is, that's what works. Nothing specific about this. Doesn't have to be liquid. If you prefer a runner, absolutely. So I put that piece on there like that. Now I want to make sure that I hold it up and flip it over and punch those holes again through that. If I forget to punch those holes, I lose where those holes are, and then my alignment of my book might not be the way I want it. A page might be off. So then for your next, when you do your next side, now you can see through your holes again, and you can glue it down and then come back in from this side and punch from that side. Then to make the tags for the inside of each of these pages, your tag is 6 inches by 3 7/8 inches. That tag fits in the pocket very snugly. And I feel like over time, this will loosen a little, but you don't want your tag too loose and falling out. So that size seems to fit quite well. It does push a little bit into the end down here, and then it just kind of like stays in there. And then to decorate these pages, you can put on whatever size photo mat you would like for your pages. If you have a bigger photo, if you have 2 photos, whatever you would like. So I'm going to just put this one here. And then to make sure, to make this project one of the just quick and easy, sit down for a couple hours and pull out make a whole mini album. I just used the sticker sheet like we talked about in the beginning, and I just put some cute sticker off the sticker sheet, or maybe one of my cutouts or something on here. Oh, this little guy is adorable. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose him and put him kind of wherever I want him. Now, he's kind of got to overlap my photo just a little bit. So if you have anything in your books that you want to make sure doesn't stick, you can use a powder tool or something of the sort. You can put a piece of the back of the sticker paper underneath there until you get your photos on. So I'm just going to quickly powder that edge where I know that I need to save room for my photo to slip underneath there. If you already have your pictures and you don't mind that that is just stuck down and on the edge of your picture, then you certainly don't have to worry about this step. So I'm just going to stick that little piece down there. And that's as quick and easy as it gets for making one page in the album. And then you would flip it over and you would do your other side in the decorating. One thing that I will say when I make my albums is to make sure that you have this oriented and then you flip it the way that you would turn a page in the album. It's very easy when you have a bunch of these sitting here to pick one up, and they're pretty universal before they're decorated, and it's easy to grab one and put a piece of word paper on upside down and you know, then that becomes a little bit hard to fix. So I always make sure I flip mine the way they would flip in my book. And then you can put any kind of ribbon or pull string or any embellishment that you would like out on the end of your tags, so that when people are looking at your books, they realize that there's more inside each pocket. So for this page and for the rest of the pages in this album, I will eventually put the string or ribbon of some sort on each of those tags, like I have done here. These I attached in multiple different ways just to give the book a little bit more. So I stapled some, I tied some. My staple came out on this one, it looks like. Samples kind of get tossed around a little bit sometimes. So in this one, I'm just going to do a real easy loop here. So I just folded my string in half, my twine, my baker's twine, I should say. And I'm just going to pull that through, and it just makes it so that they can tell that that's ready for them to pull out and see what goodies or cute pictures you have of your event, whatever you're making this album for, right inside there, and they can just pull that out as they're looking through your album. The other piece to the album is the cover. Your cover is 6 3/4 by 4 inches. If you purchase package 3, those again are in there with the 5 pages. And then you can start to choose how you would like to decorate your cover once you have kind of picked your paper choices. And you can do all kinds of stuff with the inside of your cover. So again, on this one, I popped this up inside and I made a place for it to have a pocket to put something. But you'll need 4 of those pieces of paper to cover your cover. So 6 3/4 by 4 inches is your cover size. So again, this comes out in the back here as well. Just a cute little way to do that. This is one of the cut aparts I was talking about earlier in the video, so that you can tuck some things back in there. A handwritten note to Santa would be super cute if you're using this for Christmas. And then this is also a cut apart, and it's just a tiny bit small for this back cover, so I just extended that pattern paper by using a few scraps I had left after all of my cutting was done. More from the sticker sheet. Same thing on these covers. Sticker sheets here, I just popped them up, trimmed out some of my papers. On this album, I will note too that on the tags that pull out of here, I have inked the edges of each of the pages in here with the Quick Quotes Powder Puff inks that match the paper. We do have Powder Puff inks available if that's something you're interested in. Definitely can add them. And then also on some of my pages, I decided that if I wanted, I would leave this third side open so that this could also be another pocket or another place that you could tuck a little piece of memorabilia or a ticket or a report card or a note from a teacher if this was a book for a child, an I love you note if it was to a grandparent, anything like that, or, you know, just another photo. You know, with a way. So it's just a place that you could give yourself more room to add more things to your album. So again, on some, I've covered that up, but on some, I've left it open as a place for more space in my album. So again, this one. So just another way to get more in. It's amazing how much you can get in such a small album that goes together so quickly. You can see that I really just need the other side of this paper that I already cut, the line drawn on and glued, and a sticker, and I am done with both sides of that whole page. I hope that you enjoy this mini album. We would love to see what patterns you come up with, what reasons you decide to make this album for. So please share any projects that you make today on our virtual event with us, or at future events, or on our Facebook page.